Today we got our first impressions on the AdiZero Rose 1.5 Restomod. My boy D Rose. Let's go.
It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best.
Welcome back to our channel, guys. We are checking out the vintage, the Restomod version of D Rose's basketball shoe with Adidas, bringing it back to life. I love it. The Adidas Restomod. I don't love, you were just talking about it, you don't love the look for this shoe, huh?
You know, it's a little basic, you know, red and black. You know, it's not my favorite for sure.
Yeah, the colorway doesn't do it justice at all either.
These are the shoes. Colorways?
Yeah, I think they got a few different colorways out there. I'm just saying these are the shoes I hooped in high school. This is throwing me way back. The Restomod, they're trying to milk D Rose for everything he's worth. This is back in the beginning of his career, whenever he was winning MVPs and going to conference championships and stuff like that. D Rose, he was one of my favorite players to watch growing up too. This is pretty cool, full circle. Full circle, not for him, but for me, I guess. He didn't even know what I'm doing out here, but pretty interesting model. These are retailing for they're expensive on Adidas. They're like $160. That's it's
a little pricey.
It's a little pricey.
Not gonna lie, for how basic it is.
It's an older shoe, so it's a Restomod, right? So these would have came out around like 2010, 2011, something like that. But it's not the flashiest shoe. D-Ro's not a super flashy guy, but I'll bring you in here now. We'll check out the socks. Today we're rocking, Chase, what socks we got?
Today we're rocking with the Sunny Vibe colorway
of
the shoe wear socks.
We don't really have a pair of socks to go with black and red. So this is what we're left with. We're working on that right now. We're always in the lab cooking up more designs. You can count on that. But yeah, definitely as far as like the appearance goes, it's a Restomod. So like I actually did play in these shoes in high school, just the original ones. This is way back before we knew what was going to happen to D Rose and how the injuries were going to like derail him and stuff like that. Like he still has this line going with Adidas. I'm pretty sure he's got like the son of Shy and stuff like that with Adidas. Not the flashiest line or anything like that. Adidas doesn't have a ton of flashy models in my opinion. Like there's a few of them out there. I think Trae Young's got a nice start to his line. It's not my favorite look. First impressions though, I mean, we got to see how they play on the court, so let's do that. All right, so now we'll go ahead and test these shoes out on the court, get a better idea just how they're gonna play for performance. Really quick though, I just wanna say thank you guys for checking out our channel. Feel free to let me know just anything you wanna see in our videos. If you have any ideas or shoes you want us to review, you know, we kind of have like our flow going on, but we're always, you know, open to new ideas. Also, let me know what you're thinking about the Adidas AdiZero Rose 1.5 Restomod. What are you thinking about them so far? Now we're gonna kind of see how they play a little bit more. I got the brace off the right hand today. We're starting to get into that healing process, so I am allowed to use it a little bit more. I still got to keep it close. I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this chain away. That's gonna lead to some problems on the mic. But as far as cushioning goes, that's where I always start whenever I get on the court with these models. I mean, it's not like super springy. It's not super springy. Like it's more so just kind of padded, but it's a light layer. It's not like cushioning isn't going to be the highlight of this model. I can already tell like it's not overly padded around the sock liner. It almost like it's a new shoe. It's the Restomod version. Kind of feels like they kept some of the same stuff potentially.
Old technology?
Maybe old tech. I don't know. I haven't done any of the research yet. These could have boost. These could have, you know, I don't know. I haven't really looked into like the actual make of them yet. That's going to come whenever I do my full indoor review on them. The cushioning, it feels okay. I wouldn't say it's gonna be like super special. Yes, got my right hand back, baby. Oh, that was way too long. But yeah, cushioning is definitely like, it's just a spot where it's like negligible. Like not even worth talking about. It's good enough. It's not like super special or anything like that.
Do you think minimal break-in time on them? Yeah,
break-in time shouldn't be too bad. Like I think it might loosen up a little bit as you go, but it's not gonna get more bouncy. So like that you can normally tell in the beginning if it's gonna have like anything like with some spring in it. Not really getting that feel. As far as the materials go though, like this is definitely like a different feel to the model. Like if I bring you in here on the toe box, you almost have some leather type feel. Like it looks like some genuine type leather, but then you go to like a webbing, like a super transparent little material right there, and then in the back you get like this plastic feel. So whenever I'm breaking these things down, there's gonna be like, you know, 5, 6, 7 different materials. It kind of feels like going into this upper. It makes it feel
hopefully that doesn't affect breathability.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be good on the tongue. Like the toe box seems like it's a little bit closed off. They do got some holes kind of poked in there. On the side, the like mesh side, I'm assuming that's gonna be pretty good. I don't think you have to worry about it too much in that spot. But whenever it comes to like, just like the quality, I'm wondering if like these materials are the lightest and if that's gonna end up making the model a little bit heavy. That's because like he's never really had a heavy shoe because he's explosive. He likes to have, you know, shoes that can allow you to be that. Lighter shoes are obviously gonna help with that. Doesn't feel like a heavy model, so maybe I'm just kind of psyching myself out. But last thing we'll talk about is the traction. Traction's always pretty mediocre in Adidas shoe lines. I feel like that might be the same thing here. I'll let you get a look at the shot of the pattern. At least you can kind of see it.
Yeah, nothing,
you got some, like,
nothing
bubbles
crazy.
And stuff like that in there.
Kind of looks like a little light tread. Might be, you know, easily being able to wear down.
What's that say?
Some say it's the. Let's see if I can get a close up on that.
Something traction.
Yeah, Celia traction surface.
So that's probably just like the material within it. I love whenever shoes do that. Give you something to talk about on the model. I know that like we just did the LeBron 20s. They like gave you a card that had everything on the shoe, but it didn't have anything on the shoe labeled on the shoe, like what was being used and where it was at. I like shoes to kind of give you an idea, just kind of what they're doing. But D Rose kind of feels like, I mean, it's a Restomod. So we did another Restomod. We did the Adidas T-Mac 2.0 Restomod or whatever. It kind of feels like those shoes, they're a little bit better. They're a little bit better than what they were before, probably, because Restomod just means like they go back in and they clean up some of the old stuff and they do revamp it a little bit. So I mean, I feel I mean, I was younger then, so maybe I didn't really know what felt good and what felt bad. But gosh, if it was you know, worse than this, I guess I'll have to wait until I see how they play indoors. If it was worse than this, I must have been a trooper back then. That's gonna wrap up our first impressions on the AdiZero Rose 1.5 Restomod. What a title, what a guy. I love D Rose. One of my favorite players that I've ever watched. As for the shoe, I mean, I really haven't played in his line much because, with all the injuries, like I kind of hinted at, he hasn't really been a focal point of Adidas brand for a while, even though I think he does have some, like, I read this the other day, he has some type of thing in his contract where Adidas has to pay like his best friend like $50,000 to $75,000 a year. It's in his Adidas contract.
Wow.
I think his family gets money like yearly too, like annually. And I don't know if he has a lifetime with Adidas. Steph Curry's about to have one with Under Armour. I'm super pumped about that. But I don't know if he has a lifetime shoe deal with Adidas. He honestly might, because this dude like blew up whenever he came into the league. He might have been able to like garner something like that back then. But I mean, really cool model. It's cool to take me back. It does take me back a lot. This does have like a little bit more of an older shoe look to it, doesn't it? I feel like a little bit, like it's not quite, so it's the mid-top model. I don't know, it just looks like a little bit, but I mean, it still feels quality. Like, you know, you're gonna get like, that's why it's 160. I'm assuming they didn't short you on the quality of the materials. The cushioning's not special. Not a lot of shoe lines in Adidas have some super nice cushioning though, but.
So Landon, is it worth though $160?
$160 is a price I cannot guarantee these at. I'm gonna have to get in the lab, get into the actual court, do a little bit more testing. The only thing I'm worried about necessarily on this, the support feels like it's gonna be good. The upper's got too much going on for it to not be able to hold your foot. The cushioning's mediocre, so the traction's gonna have to stand out a little bit more than I feel like it has. Plus, if these come back with a light reading, it might affect my opinion a little bit, but that will be coming out. The full breakdown of the shoe should be coming out in the next, 1 to 2 weeks. So make sure you keep your eye out for that. Just kind of circle back and check that out. But until next review, that's gonna wrap up our first impressions on the AdiZero Rose 1.5 Restomod. Peace.